Buongiorno. I'm Ambika Gadre, Senior Director of Security Product Management for CISCO. Before I begin, I want to extend my sincerest thanks to the Closet members for inviting me to speak. To open, I want to describe some of the emerging trends that security solutions must address over the next decade. With the traditional corporate perimeter, it used to be that when you were behind the corporate perimeter, you were completely protected. But a lot is changing. Today, there's a strong trend toward mobility. Employees are connecting from remote locations, their homes, and unsecured places such as an airport internet kiosk or the local coffee shop. And they're using web-based conferencing, video, messaging, voice over IP to achieve new levels of efficiency. And they're doing this from a diverse set of devices. So they're using desktops, laptops, smartphones, and more. And all of this means that more users are accessing more data from more places in the network today, using more devices than ever before. Also, there's an increasing use of software as a service applications, and this could be for things like customer relationship management, procurement, collaboration, and a multitude of other applications. But what this translates into is that sensitive data is also moving out from behind the traditional corporate perimeter. So together, these trends represent a shift to a borderless network and highlight very, very significant security challenges for us today. From a security standpoint, your worst case scenario is probably if your sales executive goes to an application in the cloud, an application like Oracle or SAP, directly from their mobile device, and you realize that there was no security in that transaction, and you have no audit log, and you have no control. Now, this is bad news if you're a security vendor, and if you're a professional in the IT industry, you're thinking, how am I going to secure and protect these transactions? So what is CISCO doing to address these trends? Well, today we have a bold vision for a secure borderless network architecture that will let our customers embrace borderless business, but do that without sacrificing control. This powerful architecture has 4 pillars. The first pillar is a next-generation endpoint. Now, this endpoint is built on top of our existing VPN solution, Cisco AnyConnect, and this new endpoint is always on and it's always running. So what it's doing is it's acting like a small router that sits on the end-user device, and it redirects all the traffic that's coming on or off the device to the second pillar of the secure borderless network architecture, which is the security enforcement array. This array that we're talking about is made up of our firewalls, intrusion prevention systems, web security appliances, and email security devices. And in a borderless world where users and applications can literally be anywhere, these security capabilities must be deployed throughout the environment. Therefore, Cisco is focused on offering these security capabilities not just as appliances or modules that go into a switch or a router, but also as a service running in Cisco's growing footprint of security data centers. The third pillar of this architecture addresses the onset of virtualization in the data center. And so what it's doing is it's addressing the emerging security needs that are tied to a highly virtualized environment where virtual servers can move around at will. And finally, the fourth pillar, and this is a very important pillar, focuses on policy. And what it does is it takes the full context of the transaction into account when applying policy. So it will look at who is the user, what are they using, where are they, how are they connecting, and when are they connecting before deciding what policy should be applied.